Ladies, gamers, and gentlemen, welcome to Bell Noir TV. You are watching Cast My Game Community Casts, where I get to cast your replays, and as I look at my face in the camera, I realize that I forgot to turn on the light. Give me a second, please. There! Everything should be cool now. So, yeah, as I said, on this show, I get to cast your replays that you send me. We are casting exclusively only 1v1 master level replays, between 10 to 30 minutes game time long. Sometimes we make an exception if the game is good. Of course, we don't know if the game is good because we don't watch the replays, and by we, I mean me. Yeah. Those replays are selected by random. If you would like to contribute to the cast somewhat with your replays, if you have a game you're exceptionally proud of, like if you feel you played really solidly, or if the game went bonkers, really funny on you and your opponent, or if you used a very unorthodox strategy, or if you just had Gosu Storms, or just impeccable timing with your early hive and fast ultralisks, just good mine hits, whatever. You want to contribute, you can do so by sending it to bellnoir@sesdam.cz with the title Cast My Game, short description, and the replay attached, of course. If you have any shoutouts that you would like us to make during the cast, include those as well, be it your website or your team's website or your stream, your Twitter, your Facebook, so that people know where to find you in case you happen to be posting replays, doing guides, or just streaming your gameplay. So, yep, let's get right on to it. Let's give a greeting to the people tuning in. So, hello there, everybody. And hello, you lovely people watching from YouTube as well. Love that you clicked on my video. If you're watching from YouTube, please don't be shy and comment in the comment section below. And subscribe to the channel for future VODs. And after I take my sip of coffee, we shall get right on to them games. First game we're gonna be casting today is gonna be a ZVP. We have two ZVPs today. The first one is going to be played on Acheron Wastes, the second one as well, and the third game, which is going to be PvT, is also going to be played at Acheron Wastes. So, you know, previous episode we had all three replays being played on Belshire Vestige. Today we're going to have all three replays being played on Acheron Wastes, and two of them being the same matchup, so you can kind of see how the matchup is played differently by different players in different sort of like levels of skill on the same map. So we'll get to see how different players tackle the same problems. Let's start up the replay, and of course this is an older replay, so I have to jump to the previous patched version of StarCraft. It's going to take a little bit of time before that loads up. But otherwise it shouldn't pose any problems whatsoever. And let's jump into the game. So spawning here on Acheron Wastes in the top left position, we have the Red Zerg player Krash, or should I say Krash? Just going to call him Krash. It is Krash, ladies and gentlemen, and in the bottom right position it's going to be ZaToX, or ZaToX, stating GG yo very politely. He's going to be playing the blue Protoss pieces, and probably as well going to be doing something really wonky, because he kind of forgot to Okay, he didn't forget. I was kind of worried that he will forget to build his pylon, but no, he's just probably going to be going for a gateway expansion here on Acheron Wastes. I can't say I blame him. I mean, there are pros and cons to doing a Forge Fast expand. You have a very strong timing you can be going for if you Forge Fast expand, because there's no way you can put early pressure onto your opponent, but you also have this big ramp that is kind of susceptible if you're to attacks, and to being broken down if your opponent goes for an early pull. So some Protoss players don't like Forge Fast expanding in general, and some just don't like it on certain maps. And gateway expansions always give you that nice little timing, a faster timing, because of the earlier warp gate that you can attack your Zerg opponent with, and also give you the chance to tech up a little bit faster. Looks like ZaToX is going to be going for a Nexus straight off the bat after the gateway. He did scout the expansion of his opponent going down. He doesn't know anything about the pull timing yet, but we can see that both of these players are kind of friendly towards one another, friendly chatting as they're playing. And since this is a pretty long map, Krash is not going to know if this is a gateway expand or a Forge Fast expand. Given the fact that ZaToX scouted after the pylon, any normal or an average Zerg player... This is actually this is actually pretty hilarious. Oh my god! Look at that Overlord. Oh. Okay. Going back to the game. Any Zerg player would kind of assume that this is a Forge Fast Expand build, just because usually you don't scout after a pylon with your probe if you're doing a gateway expand sort of play. And as a result, Krash only just now realizing that this is a gateway expansion, he's going to be throwing down that gas, get that extractor up, so that he can get his little bit faster speed. He should have speed at around 7 minutes max with this, even if he forgets to mine that gas for quite some time. And usually if he'd gone for a quick third base, he would have gotten the speed finished at around 9 minutes, 10 minutes maybe, depends on the particular build, but still slowlings, very, very bad versus mass gateway units. ZaToX is going to be continuing this with double gateways, probably a 3 gateway pressure incoming. He's getting that sentry out. No forge anywhere to be found, but neither is the proxy pylon. So if he indeed is going for some pressure, it's a little bit late. Or well, not a little bit late, but those gateways are a little bit too soon. Of course, you do want that wall off, and I think this is just too wide for Azelas to plug, so he's going to need a bigger unit there. Throwing down that proxy pylon, and this attack should come at around 7 minutes, or 7 minutes 30, that is. You shall have to see. There is the... Oh, okay, so he's not actually chrono boosting his cyber core, so this is going to be delayed somewhat. And ZaToX is going to be throwing down his forge. Mothership core being a hero, but unfortunately getting 0 kills. Really wants to get this drone here, but unfortunately won't happen. Will be chased away by Queens. Interesting to note, Queens can kill a Mothership core on creep, cannot chase it down off creep. So whenever you're attacked by Queens, you want to move off that creep as fast as possible. They're already going up though, as the speed is almost about to finish, and multiple additional gases being taken. Another pylon being built here by that probe. Mothership core keeping a good eye on that probe, safeguarding it from any attacks. robotic facility going up for the Protoss player here. And I don't know, I think we should be seeing Mutalisks here, considering the fast lair and 4 gases already. Gonna be taking a 3rd base before that spire goes down, of course. And this is a whole lot of minerals. I don't know if there have been any supply blocks. I have not noticed so far, but oh, wow. Alright, so it's going to be an infestation pit. Okay, so at this point we have a complete lack of evolution chambers and an infestation pit on the way with as fast as a lair as you can imagine. So probably going to be moving into swarm hosts. Now versus swarm hosts, what you need to do as a Protoss player, you have to scout it. What the? Oh, this must have been a misclick. Oh my god, really? That mothership core gets 2 kills for free. Just killing those workers there. Oh my god, that was so bad. Drones wanted to do an attack but did not succeed. I really like the use of this mothership core by ZaToX. He's been really active with this. First 6 swarm hosts are coming on the field though, and during a Locust upgrade being researched as well. And right around this time, a double evo chamber would be a good idea, and additional 2 gases here just to get those upgrades rolling. You know, this build is really vulnerable if you just if you go swarm hosts too fast, you'll probably end up dying. Swarm hosts, despite the fact that they're they produce units on their own, they're actually really weak without supporting units. Now, one thing I had to say is this is really cool strategy, just getting those overlords there, spreading that creep, and starting to build spoke rollers and spines here. Getting links in position as well, and the front of the Protoss player will be under siege very shortly here. Meanwhile, we have a sentry drop here in the main of the Zerg player, which forces all of these Zerglings to come back all across the map. At the same time, the 3rd is under attack as well. Will those swarm hosts be able to get out? Now the Locusts have been seen, so ZaToX should know what is coming his way, and he should be preparing a reaction. Those force fields are still down onto the ramp though, and you know, this is kind of the downside when you don't have ranged units. Something like a Hydra or something like Roaches that could shoot those sentries down from below ground or even get rid of the War Prism. But this is not going to happen, and as long as those force fields continue to be thrown down, the Zerg player is in quite a predicament here, as the 3rd base has already gone down. Those force fields still going strong, only 1 sentry is being killed. More can be warped in though. For the time being though, ZaToX is just cool to continue with plain old Zealots. His front is under attack as well. We have 6 swarm hosts here, 7 swarm hosts spawning their locusts, trying to bring down the wall and start assaulting the main base. Do we have a detection at the front? We will have to see. Meanwhile, the drone kill count is through the roof. 22 drones have been killed already. Emergency spine crawlers being built at the natural base. The drop is still ongoing, but right now the War Prism is retreating back. The Locusts have breached the perimeter. They do have the Enduring Locust upgrade, so it will take quite some time before they actually dissipate. They have 25-second timer on them, and we don't have a Robo Bay. No, we don't, so no Colossi going to be coming on the field, but Void Rays in sufficiently high numbers might be able to clean this up, as there is no anti-air apart from this Queen and 2 Spores. 3 more Void Rays and an Observer, and this should be cleaned up. Problem is that, well, these Lings kind of can't decide on what to do. They should be running in and trying to kill as many probes as possible, but they're not doing that because they have to defend the Zealot Rumbai at the natural base. Yet again, as you know, there is still this one pylon, and the War Prism is actually making an appearance again on the Zerg side of the map. We have 6 Void Rays here right now. This should be enough to clean this up. And instead of getting an Observer out of the Robo facility, we are actually going to be seeing Oracles, 3 Oracles at that. Finally, those Lings coming in, and the kill count on the Harvesters will be evened out a little bit. But only by so much. Oh, this pylon, this pylon, this pylon. Oh my god. And that means the oracles will not finish. The robo is here no more. But we should have an observer somewhere out on the field, unless it got killed. Yeah, we do. It's right now coming back. ZaToX realizing that he is going to need detection. And once he takes care of these things, he should probably try to rebuild that pylon at the Stargates, repower those up, so that he can get those oracles up and running. 3 more spore crawlers being built, protecting those swarm hosts fervently. And, you know, I think that ZaToX has to go right now, as his main nexus is being sniped off by the locusts. He has to go. He has to get rid of the swarm hosts. I mean, he is still dropping the main base, but not very efficiently, with the queen being there and 3 swarm hosts as well, and him having no detection. And he is on 1 base versus 2 base, but I think he has to go now, unless he wants to get really far behind. What a crazy game we are seeing here. 11 swarm hosts on the map, 8 here and 3 in the main base. Just spawning locusts to defend versus zealots. This is a very crazy game. Right now, 2 Stargates are powered up. Oracles are coming in, Phoenixes as well. Probably will go for the lifts on those queens. Or on that queen. Maybe even the swarm hosts. And, you know, I don't think this Nexus, if it is targeted down by these swarm hosts, I don't think it will survive. Swarm hosts, I mean locusts though, they are kind of failing at finding the correct target. They're just running around, having nothing to do. And the Zerg player, well, he is running out of resources. He's down only to 18 drones because he's built so many spines, spores, and he lost so many drones to that harassment by ZaToX. Whereas ZaToX, he is still at 26 probes, he's happily mining off the main nexus, and he'll have to cancel this expansion. There we go, cancelled, gonna rebuild that straight off the bat. And I don't know for the life of me why he is not going in and trying to try to snipe those basically kill the anti-air. Once he kills the anti-air, the sentries, the war prism, oh my god. Interestingly enough, he only has 1 warp gate he's working off of, so it's gonna be 3 Stargates and no warp gates whatsoever, and we have Hydralisks coming onto the field as well. And I mean, oh boy, if ZaToX doesn't kill this right now, then he'll have a lot of problems killing it when there is sufficient number of Hydralisks to support this force. More and more spores being built despite the Zerg player being so low on drones. I mean, look at the mineral to gas ratio. He's got 10 times more gas than minerals. And with this many Void Rays and Oracles and everything in between, I mean, this could be target fired down and just killed. I don't know about the Queens. Those Queens might help a lot. And I'm starting to fear a little bit for ZaToX, because he's kind of missing his opportunity here. He is on 2 bases, he is holding on, he knows his opponent is economically battered down, but I don't know about this. The Hydras are coming in, and is he trying to catch them off with a time warp? No, just using the photon overcharge, not really doing anything because the units will just move out of range and be completely fine. He is preventing the creep from moving up though, so that is good. And he could go from behind here. Meanwhile, those oracles actually coming back to the Zerg base, going to snipe the lair. 1 Hydra here. Alright, never mind. The lair will go down. Probably the spawning pool as well, and everything else here. You can actually... oh, whoa, that was a misclick. Double revelation there. I mean, Envision. Meanwhile, the Void Rays are trying... well, honestly, with this many Void Rays, what are you afraid of, dude? You got 15 Void Rays out on the field here. You could definitely take this. And they do have the prismatic alignment available to them, so they could take this out right now. I think it would be enough. At least take care of all the anti-air. There's only 3 Hydras, 5 Queens. That's it. The natural base of the Protoss player going down for the 2nd time today, as the Oracles are returning back to help with the fight, provide detection. Finally, we have more than 1 warp gate operating here, so make it 2. Interestingly enough, 111 upgrades for the Protoss player and nothing else, because he just did not build any additional structures that would allow him further upgrades, but that is okay, because he is alive for the time being. Let's look at the resources lost count. We can see that the Zerg player actually has not lost that much, 7.2k in resources versus 10,000 of the Protoss player. 800 of that being due to the fact that he lost his natural expansion nexus twice. And how long is he going to wait for? I mean, ZaToX, come on, dude, you can do it. You can do it. Come on, do it. Do it. Go down. Go down. Kill that shit. Come on, bro. He does have enough for Envision. He could do this. As long as he keeps the Oracles out of range of the anti-air, he should be totally fine. I mean, there's not that much that Krash can do to you right now. Krash is on 1 base, barely mining from this, and getting mined out as well. Speaking of getting mined out, look at the minerals, number of minerals remaining in the Protoss base. Not very many. Voidray is trying to go around. Will he go for it? He has to go for it. His main is mined out. And this army is not that scary when it's not together. The Queens are lagging behind, getting blocked by the Locusts even. And the Voidrays are trying to target down every single piece of anti-air they can find. The Queens are down, all of them. The Hydralisks are, well, in the main base or somewhere else, but not here. And with the Oracles, where are the Oracles? Come on, Oracles. Be heroes. There we go. Even the Observer going back, so these Locusts and Swarm Hosts definitely going to go down, and the Protoss player defends with 5 probes remaining. And right now the army supplies are 75 versus 26, so basically these Void Rays can just A-move into this area and pretty much win. They are going to take out every single creep tumor on their way though. And ZaToX again trying to re-expand. Zerglings of all things are making an appearance on the camera yet again, trying to go for the main nexus. Well, I don't know what good that will do you, because the main is completely mined out. He doesn't even need that nexus right now. He's got this one building, the army is coming back, and well, something died here. So the main nexus will go down, and but those Zerglings are not getting out. Let me just put it that way. Not getting out. The mothership core. Where is the mother? Oh, the mothership core has been killed. Wow, that is very interesting. So the army supply is 27 versus 71. We only have 10 Hydras and 1 Swarm Host, and they're gonna be on defensive duty. They're gonna be like, this is my castle, and you're not gonna bring it down. Well, guess what? With 15 Void Rays, anything is possible here. Krash is trying to build more Hydralisks, but with 12 drones, that's going to be a tall order to build very many of them in time to defend this attack. And well, this is his whole anti-air. This and the Queen and the Spores. 4 Spores, 12 Hydras and 1 Queen. Do you think it is going to be enough, guys? I don't think so. I really do not think so. Meanwhile, the structures in the main base of Krash are slowly bleeding out, or were bleeding out. Spawning pool pretty hurt from that earlier drop, earlier harassment, and now those Void Rays finally decide to A-move, and that's gonna be it. Oh, careful not to lose that Observer! You can't afford to lose that Observer, come on, dude. That Observer is just like literally 1 hit away from dying, but GG called by Krash, and ZaToX is going to take this game. Wow. Seriously, what a funny game. What a ridiculously funny game. Alright, let's relog myself into Battle.net and let's take a look at the PVT. So, PVT. Accolon Wastes yet again, going to be Daveathor versus Adnap. A really, really weird name. Both of these players are in the Master League, so they should be playing really well. And as we jump on into the game, spawning on Accolon Wastes in the bottom right corner, we have the red is a Protoss player. It is going to be from clan EXE Daveathor, and in the top we have from team Adnap. It is going to be Adnap, the blue Terran player. So Accolon Wastes. Accolon Wastes is, I'd say Accolon Wastes is a pretty good map for PvT. I'm going to talk about this from the Terran perspective for a little bit. So basically what you want to do as a Terran player, you want to catch the Protoss player off guard with drops coming from this side into the natural and coming from this side into the third base. Optionally, going here into the main and abusing the fact that you can drop this location, load up, drop this location, load up, drop this location, or you can drop at 3 places at the same time. If you manage to do this at around 12-minute mark and catch the Protoss player off guard, you will have a pretty good position going into the mid game or later stages of the game, should I say. Regarding end game fights, well, basically it's the same old as a Terran player. You need to scout the composition of the Protoss very well, so you know how many Vikings you're going to need, how many Ghosts you're going to need, and you have to take great care to have enough barracks in the late game. You need like more than 12 barracks at minimum in the late game, because by then the Protoss is able to remax ridiculously quickly, and you need to be able to match that remax rate. Regarding fights, you pretty much want to be fighting in the open, so that you can have good spread on your units and avoid your army being segmented up by force fields. So this area is really good for fights, as well as this area. Abusing the shrubberies is also very good for a Terran player. Conversely, as a Protoss player, you don't want to be fighting here, and you definitely don't want to be fighting in this huge wide open space. So that's about it for Accolon Wastes. Daveathor opening up with a fast expansion build, getting only 1 gas after he got his gateway, and then dropping the Nexus straight off the bat, and not even bothering with any units. Probably will be getting a Mothership Core out of the Nexus. We shall have to see. There is the Mothership Core, and will be just a smidge late to defend versus this Reaper, but it is going to defend nevertheless. Now here is the thing: Daveathor hasn't scouted this bunker going down and will not know about it for a pretty long time. Mothership Core is starting to come out. There it is. So this Reaper will not get that much done. Good micro by Daveathor, actually losing only 1 worker to the Terran, but the bunker is completed, and luckily for Daveathor, Reapers don't shoot up. There's a second Reaper coming, but Reapers don't shoot up, and this bunker is going to be killed eventually. It will, however, prevent any sort of probe transfer, so I really like the play from Adnap. He's going to try to get some more probe kills and probably will be successful and will get all of these 3 probes. Nope, the Mothership Core is coming back after doing a significant amount of damage to that bunker. Behind this, Adnap is getting his natural expansion up. He's continuing to mine his gas, of course, and will be getting add-ons, getting a reactor onto the barracks, and following this up with a factory. So far, 3 probes have been killed. There goes the 4th one. 1 sentry being built by Daveathor. Oh my god, I mean, Daveathor is staying so ridiculously calm, considering he's got no scouting information. He doesn't know whether this is a preparation for an all-in or anything. He just gets a sentry and that's it. He's just, well, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get a sentry and I'm gonna be completely fine. I know you can get high ground vision anytime you wish because you have Reapers, but Sentry is going to make me feel a lot safer. There's the Observer coming out, and that will be the first scouting information Daveathor will be getting. And we probably will be seeing mines or Hellions coming out of here, being dropped into Daveathor's main base, while the additional barracks and the starport are just about to finish up. Stim is going to be queued up as well by Adnap. Daveathor still having trouble saturating his natural base here. Has to kill the last Reaper, as the Observer is well on its way towards the Terran main base. Going to scout the 3rd base first, though. Going in from an angle, and Daveathor going to be following things up with a Double Forge and a Twilight Council, so probably going to be going Fast Storm. Altogether, we have seen 4 probes killed. And, well, here come the Hellions, here come the Marauders. Adnap is pretty much playing this very aggressively and with an interesting composition as well. And it can be rather hard for a Protoss player to hold this type of composition off if the attack comes sufficiently fast enough. Zergs have been having problems fending off Marauder Hellion attacks ever since Wings of Liberty, so it's not surprising that Protosses would have problems as well. This is, after all, a very efficient combination of units. So, for the time being, we are only going to see a Hellion poke. Are the force fields going to be fast enough? No, and as a result, Daveathor will probably lose all of his sentries here. One of the Hellions going down, but 3 of those survive. How many probe kills will he get? Oh my god, 6, 7 kills so far, 8. Full-down overcharge being activated, gets rid of the Hellions. But I'd say this is a good trade for Adnap. Getting 8 more kills for the cost of 400 minerals. You know that actually it's an exactly even exchange, but you cannot forget about the fact that he sacrificed units, whereas Daveathor lost mining. So right now, Widow Mines are going to get into position. Adnap playing really aggressively. I mean, he is not being aggressive by pushing out on the map and, you know, threatening to attack Daveathor outright. But he's been harassing him since second 1 of this game, and I really like that. He was trying to delay his Nexus going down. He followed that up with a quick Reaper aggression with an intelligently placed bunker, gave Daveathor all sorts of headaches, and now he's going to follow this up with a Marine Marauder drop. Basically, the stim is finished, so as a result, everything that has happened, if we look at the army supply, well, Daveathor has been slowed down somewhat. If we look at the units, he's got 8 Zealots, 2 Templars, and 1 Sentry. That's not what usually a Protoss has at this stage of the game. And the storm is not finished. Daveathor could have waited 1 second and would have enough storm probably to kill this in a couple of seconds, but he is going to satisfy himself with a feedback. and is going to defend that double drop. Again, with the use of Photon Overcharge, one forge though has been sniped, as well as one gateway, so that is going to slow down the upgrade potential of the Protoss player a little bit here. Ghost Academy going down right now for Adnap. Very smart choice. He did see the entire insides of Daveathor's base. He knows what he should be expecting. He did see the High Templars in action as well. Daveathor going to be taking his third base right now. And actually having zero map control, zero map presence. Conversely, Adnap, well, he's got a Widow Mine here, a Widow Mine there, a Widow Mine over here, and a Widow Mine denying this third base. Of course, Daveathor does have an Observer over here, so he will be able to take out that Widow Mine with the use of a Stalker. And, well, Adnap, I have to say I really like his position. He has a decently sized army, at least. Actually, his army supply is almost 50% more than Daveathor's, and he's macroing really well. He does have the Ghost Academy on the way. Mobius Reactor gonna be 50% done right around the time that Ghosts can start entering the production queues here. And Daveathor only just now getting his third base. Well, he is rolling double upgrades, so it's not that terrible. If you are on double upgrades, it's not that terrible if you get your third base a minute or so behind your Terran player. With good usage of Chrono Boost on those forges, Daveathor will be maxing out on upgrades really quickly here. Slowly getting rid of all the Widow Mines around the map. Oh, Adnap, you're so cute, repairing that Widow Mine, killing the Stalker, and getting away. That was so clutch. You know, right around this time, when Daveathor has about 6 Templars, 4 of them battle ready, probably, he should be thinking about transitioning into Colossus. Because at this point, this is right around the time, around the 14 to 16 minute mark, where your Terran opponent is going to be hard countering you, very savagely so. And you would ideally want to make a tech switch. Now, Daveathor, of course, does not have the gas required to do such a move, and wants to finish up his upgrades before he does that. But there goes the second robotic facility down, and there is the robo base. So he definitely is thinking along the same lines as I am, getting Blink as well to try and protect those Colossi a little bit better with the use of Blink Stalkers. And the game is entering a phase where it's going to come down to scouting, composition, and army movements, and this is what most of the casters call the PvT dance, and I really like that expression, you know, because it defines what late-game PvT is all about in one sentence very accurately. What this is about, it's the High Templar and Observer micro versus the Scan and Ghost micro, picking off Templars whenever you can for you know, not losing any units very efficiently, either with a snipe, any MP, or just stimming a couple of units, a couple of Marauders, stimming them forward, picking off a High Templar, moving back, or even sacrificing them, but you know, only just a couple of units. And the Protoss player, well, he'll have to be in a good position and have to be very careful, very aware of where the army of his opponent is and what is it doing at any point in time. Now, I really don't like Daveathor not having any kind of map control whatsoever anywhere at any point in time throughout this game. I really don't like it. I mean, yes, it is true, Protoss pretty much have to play defensively versus PvT. The Terran should be the aggressor in this matchup if he wants to get anything done, but still, not even controlling the map means that you can get caught off guard by an army or a drop or something. Daveathor doesn't even have observers along this path here to ward against drops, so he's really vulnerable when it comes to things like this. Ghosts cloaking straight away, but missing the EMP. Now getting it done, but the storm does land on top of this army, and I don't think this was the entire army of Adnap, or at least he's not maxed out as he should have been, and he will be taken out here one more storm and reinforcements. Daveathor, you have these colossi here. And more zealots being warped in. This will take care of this attack. Of course, no anti-air, so Vikings are going to have a heyday on those colossi. There goes one good storm on top of those Vikings, and another one should be going off onto that infantry, but instead we are seeing a feedback. That is also useful, but I would have loved to see a storm. And well, this is a really weird PvT right now, because at this time usually both players are maxed out, but what we are seeing here is incredibly low army counts, 61 for the Terran player and 33 for the Protoss. At this point in time though, Daveathor is out of storms, and pretty much only thing that is keeping him in game are the upgrades. +3 armor is going to be finishing up as more and more zealots are being warped in. Daveathor maneuvering very nicely here, trying to get the army into a corner, but Adnap going to try and be as cost effective as possible. Good positioning on those Marauders, only letting one zealot at a time to hit them. Finally going to be cleaned up as Adnap is trying to take a 4th base. And I have to say, Adnap, you have to be macroing a little bit better. Your army supply is not that great. I really expected him to have hit with a 200 push, but unfortunately it did not happen. Okay, so where we stand right now, Daveathor is finishing up his +1 shields. 3-3 not even close to being done for the Terran player. 3rd Nexus probably going to go down. And Daveathor has no storms. So... okay, now he's going to start accumulate some energy, and we'll have storms available in a couple of minutes' time. We have 2 starports though, churning out Vikings, so the Colossi will be hard countered pretty much very quickly here. And you know, as long as Daveathor doesn't do something stupid, he should be fine, but even though he is behind on econ, and you know, Adnap at this point in time should take advantage of the fact that he just killed the 3rd Nexus and there is no attack coming. He doesn't see that the Protoss army is moving throughout the map. So he should be taking advantage of this by expanding again. Like seriously, he should be expanding again. He does have the space, he does have 71 workers, so no reason not to do that, you know? He's almost maxed, and when you're maxed and you still have money, just expand. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? Cancel the expansion? So Daveathor, he's got a very good composition here right now. 4 High Templars, 4 Colossi, 27 Zealots, and 7 Stalkers. I would have liked for Daveathor to have like 12 Stalkers with this, but still a very good composition nonetheless. Even catching the drop, will not get a feedback off in time. And yep, Adnap doing the smart thing, going to re-drop again, take out this Nexus, probably will end up getting cancelled. When there's nothing else that... ooh! Okay, not getting cancelled. Daveathor being distracted by 2 SCVs and not cancelling that Nexus. You see, and Daveathor is doing the exact same thing that Adnap should have been doing, quite honestly. He's expanding all over the place. Why? Because he is maxed, and all he has to do right now is add on more production structures and bases. And I fear that... oh, okay, Adnap, you gotta get up that ramp. If you're not up that ramp before the Protoss is, you cannot fight. Nice snipe on that Templar, though. Getting him down. And this is where the dens begin. More ghosts being taken out, and Adnap has to start kiting back, has to start spreading his units. No, the storms are gonna hit the entirety of his army. Adnap falling asleep a little bit there, and as a result losing roughly 70 supply of his army. He's trying to make more, but he didn't have to lose so much there. As it is, I'm really surprised that this fight went as good for, or should I say, as bad for the Protoss player as it did. Daveathor screwing up there a little bit with his unit control and losing all of his army, but he does have double robo production of Colossi. He's got 11 gates, he's got a huge bank, and, well, he's gonna have storms again. So as long as he doesn't stop producing units right now and uses up all of his bank, he will still be fine. He does have another base in the top corner here, and Adnap, well, he's macroing very well as well. Oh, ooh, ooh. I mean, okay, too bad, too bad. There are no probes there, but still. Wow. Alright, so was that worth it, taking 500 shields out of that Nexus? I mean, it will take 3 more nukes to kill this. This Ghost is pretty much still alive. How many more nukes do we have? Actually, we have none, because we only have 1 Ghost Academy. No more nukes being produced. Shields level 3 entering the field right now, and this is going to prove to be problematic for Adnap, as level 3 shielded Archons are a pretty good unit. Adnap going to try to go forward yet again. He knows there is... okay, there are 2 observers, but he did get the EMP off. So those Templars pretty much are out of energy. This is the time for Adnap to move in. Does Daveathor have storms banked up? No, he doesn't. All he has are feedbacks. But he's getting a good angle onto Adnap. Adnap kiting back. If he kited a little bit more, he might be able to take out this army a little bit faster. But still, he's doing pretty well. His supply is not dropping as rapidly as the Protoss is. All the Colossi go down. Only a couple of Archons remaining. Here come the Zod reinforcements. Adnap's army is falling. This is going to be cleaned up, but more reinforcements coming in from the back. This is a really close fight, but I think Daveathor will be victorious in here. 2 Colossi about to pop as well, and that will be it for the Terran player here, and he did lose quite a lot of ghosts as well. Total number of ghosts lost this game, ladies and gentlemen, is 26. 26 ghosts have been lost in this game. That's an insane amount of gas. Insane amount of gas. So let's look at the state of the game right now. We have the natural base, the main base, and almost the third base for the Terran player mined out. Daveathor not mining of his main and not mining of his natural, only the gases. He's pretty much mining everything off of his third and fourth bases, and he really should be sending... There we go. More probes to that location. Top base probably will be sniped off as Daveathor is hugely out of position. A Cloaked Ghost comes in once again, takes out all of the energy onto those on those Templar, and Marauder's going to be retreating for the time being. Ghost being a hero, even getting some good probe kills himself. And Daveathor hasn't found this expansion yet. This expansion has been up for the longest amount of time. 60% of those resources are already mined out. Here we have another engagement, though this time Daveathor is just not caring about anything. Charging forward, Zealots leading the charge, being followed by Archons. Beautiful positioning of his units by Daveathor, and he's probably going to take this fight pretty convincingly, and right now he can just go for the hunt. Go on the hunt for expansions, but no, he's going to, interestingly enough, pull back, allowing Adnap to take more and more expansions. And you know, with the bank that Adnap right now has, I mean, how many barracks is this guy on? Barracks. There we go. Only 7 barracks? Really? Are you kidding me? You know, this is the point in time where if Adnap had like 15 or at least 12 barracks with add-ons, he would be able to easily match the reinforcement rate of Daveathor and would just be able to kill him. Because he's been taking even fights with him. And most importantly, he's been killing off Colossi and Templar. And when you do that as a Terran player, all that's remaining is the Gateway army. And if you have faster reinforcements than the Protoss player, off your barracks, you can take favorable engagement. You can over time you can overpower the Protoss player. Adnap unfortunately not building those barracks, being too concerned with dropping all over the place, but I really have to say Daveathor has been so on top with his High Templars, leaving them defensively at his bases just for these occasions, so that he is able to feed back those medevacs and storm those deployed forces and keep his expansions alive. Do we have a Dark Shrine in play though? No, we don't. So Daveathor denying mining here at the top base for Adnap, and he has killed this base off, so he's bringing it back. He's bringing it back in the econ game. He is maxed out already, whereas Adnap is just struggling to remake his army. He is going to, well, take out these 2 Stalkers. I don't know if stimming your whole army was kind of worth it there, but yeah, there we go. The storms could be huge here, though. The Templars are in position. There goes 1 storm. And Adnap is having to pull back. Good EMPs, though, catching the majority of this army. Daveathor probably has only a couple of storms left in it. 1 storm exactly. He needs more and more units to reinforce this. Adnap is kind of running out of steam. Those Archons are immortal right now, still staying alive. Daveathor reinforcing with massive amounts of Stalkers and hunting down the enemy army, going to take all of this out. The army supply right now is showing 36 versus 115, and Daveathor finally taking a huge lead in this game, and probably should take an advantage of it and just go and kill his opponent. I mean, he can, at this point in time, he can afford to cancel this. Yeah, there goes the cancel. Daveathor getting a right idea, going to move towards the Terran territory and take out his infrastructure. And once you start camping the Terran infrastructure, you know it is GG, because the reinforcements will be killed as fast as they are leaving the base, pretty much. And yeah, this is exactly what is going to happen. Daveathor blinking onto the high ground, Zealots charging in as well, and well, Adnap, he's going to be too late to the party. Even a couple of Templars lagging behind, going to defend the main army with a couple of storms. And yeah, this is going to be it. Just waiting for the GG. There it is. So easy as toss. And Adnap will have to tap out of this game. Nice game. Nice game. A little bit of the longer variety, but still a nice game. So let's go into the final game of today. That is going to be a PVZ. Again, Acheron Wastes. So let's just jump into that. And that's going to be the last replay for today, guys. Alright. Let's do this. So, Acheron Wastes. 3rd time today. In the bottom right, we do have from mYins. It is the red master level player, red Zerg master level player, PengWin, the captain of the mYins SC2 squad, and his opponent is going to be TossAzion. TossAzion? I'm just gonna call him Toss. Just gonna call him Toss. So, Toss going for... I mean, isn't this weird? He's playing Protoss. He's playing Toss, and I'm gonna be calling him Toss. It's a little bit weird, isn't it? Nevertheless, Toss gonna be going for a Forge Fast Expand build here on Acheron Wastes. A little bit daring versus early pools, and oh no, you didn't. Oh no, you didn't. Okay, we have an overpool here, which means what PengWin did actually is, oh wow, we don't actually have an overpool. We have a straight up temp pool before an overlord. Okay, so this is even an even more aggressive version of the build. This will of course force Toss to make a forge instead of a nexus, and then to make a wall off instead of a nexus. He will have to have a full wall off because the Zerglings will be in production very shortly here. After these 3 drones pop. Of course, what PengWin might have done was just, scare his opponent. Just make a temp pool and play it economically. So, this gateway in the wall is pretty much a must for Toss. He does have 1 probe here, and he doesn't see an expansion yet, so he doesn't really know what is going on. But what I like to do versus temples is actually... Yeah, he could have built a nexus. You want to keep this probe. That's a sacrificial probe. You want to keep it around here, and get a good count on the or even here, and get a good count on the number of Zerglings that will be coming out of the Zerg base. Now, as it is, Toss didn't see those Zerglings coming out, and he could not have known if they even were. So he was kind of suspecting they were coming out, so he did a full wall off here. But this was an economical opening. PengWin opened up with a temple and went into a queen immediately afterwards, and will be getting his hatchery. So, and he's also getting a hatchery at the natural of the Protoss because he did not throw down his nexus. So well played, PengWin. Well played, and that's gonna get cancelled, of course. But I mean, the expansion for the Protoss is going to be so late right now that if this cannon rush doesn't work, then the Protoss is pretty much screwed. Considering the fact that he doesn't even have a cyber core because he did not cancel the 2nd gate. This is a very, very, very bad position. Very bad position for the Protoss to be in. And well, this cannon, I have to say, this cannon was put down way too early. Way too early. You pretty much want to time the cannons in such a way that they finish up as the hatchery is finishing, because otherwise the hatchery will just get cancelled and you wasted you just wasted 400 minerals. That's it. That's another 100, but PengWin will just be happy to get his expansion here. He does have his Zerglings out, so no further cannon rushes will be happening. And, well... If this was another map, I'd say that Toss is already dead. But, given the circumstance that you have a full wall off here, you have cannons... Oh my god, PengWin. Oh my god, what the heck are you doing? Alright. Alright, so PengWin obviously trolling his opponent. Just gonna go for a poke. Yep, gonna bring the rocks down, and this will of course force more resources needlessly being spent by Toss, because he will have to cover this. A Zergling run-by into the main base is the last thing he wants to have happen to him right now, because he doesn't have a mothership core, and even if he did, I don't know if it would have had 100 energy by the time those Zerglings would have gotten into the main base. They can also go for a deny on the natural base because the cannons are too far away, and Toss should know that these rocks are being taken down. But unfortunately, it looks like he's not paying attention. No, he's not paying attention to those rocks. That's a little bit unfortunate. Meanwhile, behind this, well, PengWin is getting a quick layer, a infestation pit straight off the bat. Wow, this is a really crazy game. And once those rocks go down, one or two Zerglings may pay the price, but they can pretty much go straight into here or even into the main. Maybe PengWin is going to wait until the speed finishes. That might be a wise choice. It is only 20 seconds away from being done, but no, PengWin going to go for it. Nice force field there by Toss, but not good enough. So 3 links paying the price there, but they do get inside the main base. The speed is going to finish up, and we have swarm hosts in production. Considering we have 1 hatchery over here that only just now Toss knows about. The swarm hosts are going to be hitting the Protoss base very quickly here, and even a Nidus possibility right here is a good idea at this point. I mean, at any location out here in the Protoss main, really, because we have an Overlord here, we have Vision here, we have Vision here with the hatchery. And, well, what can Toss do at this point? He's trying to build as many cannons as possible. Even warping Zealots and will try to do a little bit of a counter-attack move here, since these pylons are still alive. And we'll get the Queen. Force the evacuation of the drones. Might go after the infestation pit as well, but swarm hosts, well, they're going to be attacking Toss main base in a moment here, and he will not be happy. 3 more swarm hosts in production. You know, I love the fact that PengWin is essentially, he's got a great deal of larva, right? But I love the fact that he's only building swarm hosts at this particular hatchery. He's not building them in the main, and he's not building them in the natural, because he doesn't want to waste travel time. And even though it's incredible how much work 6 Zealots can do... Wait, what? Is he just gonna abandon the main base? I guess he is. I mean, is he just going to go for a swarm host attack with what he's got and just give up on the main and the natural base and give up all of his tech? Okay, there goes the infestation pit, so no more swarm hosts. This is the last swarm host in production that just now popped out, but I think that 7 swarm hosts might just be enough, especially since we don't have any detection. We don't have any detection here. The upgrade for the swarm hosts is finished, so the locusts are going to stay alive for a decent amount of time. And well, say what you want, I think the game is already over. PengWin rebuilding his spawning pool and the infestation pit at his, what should I call this, X base? This is the base X for PengWin. And waves after waves after waves of locusts will be barreling down on the Protoss door, and maybe 1 Colossus will come out before they kill all of this off, but I really doubt that's going to be the case. I think this base will actually fall before any Colossus comes out. Toss not even having the resources to build Colossi right now, and he is only on 3 gateways, soon to be 2 gates, trying to build more structures in his main base, rebuilding the cyber core and double robo facility. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Now you decide to get the Colossus when the locust line is all the way to the robo facility. Well, that's a good move. So, swarm host production re-enabled for mYinsanity's PengWin, and well, the more swarm hosts he's going to have, the faster he's going to be winning this game. 1 Colossus is going to be popping out of that robo, but we have a huge run-by into the main base with just 2 gateways worth of reinforcement. This will be enough for the time being, at least, to kill these Zerglings. Those Zealots do have +1, so they are being fairly efficient versus those links, but a lot of probes will go down in the main base, and the Locust line has killed off that robo facility. Thermal Lance probably will not finish. The next wave should kill this building off, and that means this one lonely Colossus is going to be the only Colossus that Toss is going to have, and that's without range. At least for the time being, he's trying to rebuild the Robo Support Bay, but really, so many bad decisions by Toss, and right now he's trying to move out of his base, losing his entire army in the process. He does have this Nexus down here building, but I don't think it will be enough. Colossus making himself useful, so always nice to see that. But still, those are Colossi without range. He does have 2, and that is okay, as long as he also has detection, but no, he does not. Natural Nexus is going to fall. And, well, how many Swarm Hosts do we have out on the field right now? We have 13 Swarm Hosts. Okay, 3 more on the way. That's going to bring the count up to 16. I don't think with 2 Colossus you can actually contest with 16 Swarm Hosts, especially if you're, well, basically on 2 bases. I mean, Toss is in a really bad spot right now, and PengWin, I don't know, man. If you're watching this, can you just like message me on Twitter or something and just tell me, answer me this one question, PengWin. Like, where do you come up with these ideas? Like, you must watch a lot of cats, I think. I mean, Root Cats, you know, Zerg player, the owner of Root Gaming, because like this is so hilariously funny, and. Oh my god. Okay, so the Locusts have now made it into the main base. The Cybernetics core being rebuilt for the for the 3rd time. I mean, come on. Come on, are you serious here? Alright, so PengWin apparently deciding to kill the Protoss with nothing but Lings and Locusts, while mining minerals off of his own 3rd. And this is just like a non-stop wave of Locusts. Like we have 16 Swarm Hosts here. I don't think PengWin actually needs any more at this point. The spawning pool gonna be rebuilt for the 3rd time this game as well as the Cyber Core. And okay, let's go to the unit counting station. So we basically have 16 Swarm Hosts, and that's it. Well, 14 Lings are coming out right now, but basically 16 Swarm Hosts versus 6 Zealots and 4 Colossi. Now those Colossi are going to be killing the Locusts relatively quickly, but not quickly enough. Look at this. With each wave, those Locusts probably will get at least 1 Colossus. And this is a non-stop flow of units. At this point, PengWin might actually go in with the Lings as well and try to go for a surround on those Colossi. No, not gonna happen. Going to lose the Locusts as a deterrent for those Colossi and gonna go for the main Nexus. Full down overcharge activated. This Nexus will stay alive for the time being, but the Locusts will make sure that the Colossi don't. Oh, actually, retargeting towards the Nexus is gonna bring that one down. Interestingly enough, another base is being built at the 9 o'clock location here. The Cyber Core probably is going to be rebuilt for the 4th time this game. But no. Toss deciding that a 1 base Swarm Host Zerg this close to his base is just too much for his nerves, and GG's out of the game with 16 probes versus 17 drones. Insane game. Let's look at the units lost tab. Just... oh, actually, this is not the units lost. This is the units that are currently on the field, because this is the previous version of StarCraft where this has not been fixed. Wow. See, these are the games I like. Very, very weird games, I have to say. So, congratulations, PengWin. You, sir, are a master troll. I enjoyed that very much. Alright. So that was the last replay. Hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, I'm gonna be signing off. So once again, this was Cast My Game episode number 36, I think. Episode number 36. Next episode should be aired Thursday, so that's 2 days from now. Gonna be picking 3 replays from you guys. And yep, thanks for watching. If you care to give me a follow on Twitch or any of these social media sites, you are welcome to do so. VOD should be up sometimes during the night today. My name is Noir. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. And remember, storm first, ask questions later.